And the next award is the Amazing Customer Relations Award. So first of all, let's see who the nominees were. Okay, the first nominee, Peter Watts.
Peter Watts?
I'm Riley.
Oh my God!
Really a popular choice. Second choice, Jamie Skelton.
You can all make a mistake.
Jamie Skelton.
Jamie Skelton.
He got fired one day after joining Motors for having a punch up at the conference that he wasn't even a proper employee.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
We all
Third choice was Mr. Ian Denny.
issues.
Anybody remember Ian Denny?
Yeah. Our customers do.
Yeah, and we still live with that every day. Yeah. And the fourth choice of Amazing Customer Relations Award will be no surprise, Sharon. So we'll just pass that to you for now, Sharon. That's another award that you've won.
Oh, thank you.
And now I'm going to say a few words as to why. Why that award is befitting. So let me just stand behind this chair.
Go on, Bex. Come on, Bex.
Can we just talk about Peter Watts?
No, don't talk about Peter Watts.
Go on. It's your night, you talk about Peter Watts.
In the corridor of that hotel. That was.
But that vision makes me feel sick.
And you want to talk about it?
No.
Oh.
No.
But that was funny.
Okay. So, Amazing Customer Relations Award. So, Darren just talked about how long he's worked with Sharon for. From my point of view, in some respects, I think it's really hard to believe that I've only actually worked with Sharon for what was 3 years directly, from late 2012 to date. Nothing to do with the fact of what working for Sharon can be like, but more for what we actually achieved over that, what really was a short space of time from a customer perspective, because I do think, and I know there's so many people here today that have worked in sort of the sales and service team and have seen such a kind of transformation in terms of how we've worked with our customers over that period. So I'll never forget, it was a Friday afternoon, similar to what you said actually, Darren. Can you be in Reading for 11 o'clock on Friday? Of course, yeah. I didn't think twice about it. Didn't know it was just round the corner, and yeah, it's 4 hours. 11 o'clock, yeah, no problem. Drive down there, have a conversation. But actually, what the conversation was about was Sharon wanting to understand what was then sort of AM20 world and the customers. And I can honestly say that I've never worked for anybody that actually wanted to know the detail about the customers that we had in the team. And she was asking questions about dealer numbers and, how many sites they have and how much they spent, and to a level that, quite frankly, I'd never experienced. So it was quite obvious quite early on that you really did care and you really did want to know the answers to the questions. Not long after I started working for Sharon, it was January and it was the What Car Awards, and Sharon had said to me about knowing all these customers, and Duncan, you'll remember you were there, and she said, right, your job above everything tonight is to make sure you introduce me to as many customers as you possibly can, because I need to know them. Right, Sharon, no problem. We get there, and it was like if you've seen the film Devil Wears Prada, it was like a Devil Wears Prada moment. So Sharon would be stood here and I'd be there, and Duncan was there, and he'd be like, who's that? Tell us who that is. And we had to shout in her ear, get in the right ear. Wrong ear. So Sharon, as she does though, and you have an amazing knack though, the first time that you meet somebody, you just make them feel at ease and they want to spend more time with you. And I remember that being the first experience of the Randall effect at What Car.
Randall effect.
The Randall effect.
It's a real thing.
I don't want to think about it, God.
So it really quickly, I think, certainly, from many people's perspectives, came apparent that, Sharon, you did really care and you genuinely cared, and that was what was different. People, as Darren just said, and customers were kind of the bedrock, and I think we all felt that all the way through, the bedrock of everything that you cared about. That was, if your people and customers weren't in a good place, then forget anything else, because everything else was an output of those two things. I think for Auto Trader, those of us that have been here a while, 2012, it was perfect timing, because we'd had the PwC research in early 2012 that told us maybe things that were different to what we were expecting. We were already on this kind of journey in terms of working with customers differently, and you really were kind of that catalyst for just championing the people, working with customers for the right reasons in the right way for the long term, and it was just a breath of fresh air. Honestly, it was just you could just feel the difference of who you were working for. And then, you know, I mentioned the point here, Sharon, about, and Darren, I think, or David mentioned it before, there's nobody else that you can walk into a room with who has a knack of convincing you that you want to do something that when you walked into the room you had no idea that you even were interested in doing that in the first place. And again, the whole change that we had with small groups and large groups as it was way back when, I went into one meeting, you know, and came out and went, all right, I'm now looking after 5 customers that, you know, that's my new job and I'm really happy about this. It's like, didn't see that one coming. But that was really, with large groups and small groups, I think it's fair to say, the beginning of the new way of working with our customers, and kind of, again, really kind of cemented the way forwards. This place clearly has memories for you because you got married here. But I also remember...
I got married
You got married here?
Through the door and walked down the aisle, so very sweet. It was an amazing room, yes, I did, yes.
4 years on Saturday.
4 years on Saturday. Took him 7 years to ask me. Let's move on. Reminded many times.
Not on your pace.
So my first memory of the vineyard was we organised a meeting. Funnily enough, it was here again. There is a consistency.
Just round the corner.
With some customers who didn't love Auto Trader, didn't like us at all, and we'd booked a meeting room here. We had a meeting. We'd also kind of booked lunch, hoping we would get that far, but really we weren't sure. And we thought the lunch might not be needed. But I have to say, the customer that first meeting in this very, just outside there, was weird, has turned into be the same customer that now organises our annual shoot in this very room. Kind of gone full circle. So, yeah, many different memories for being here.
We came at 1 and left at 9. Busy day, wasn't it?
A few sherbets in between.
Yeah.
For
And
you.
the chef fell in love with Bex and didn't want her to leave.
Oh.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Another E-minus.
Try the hand, Darren. Okay.
Oh, Richard.
That's another story. Okay, so that was the beginning. That was the beginning. If we talked about what did amazing customer relationships look like, I'll move on quickly. But customers, I think it's fair to say, very soon really did feel the Randall effect. There was a Randall effect for sure. Customers, Gail, Jane, many others that have worked in sales before, Gain and Jail, whichever way you want to call it. We've all been told, and I remember very much at that time, Sharon, and you were the same, being told, well, you can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? And again, I think you were the person that enabled us all to have that freedom to operate, to walk the walk as well as talk the talk, and that's what made a massive difference for customers. It was something tangible that they, you know, definitely felt was a different Auto Trader to deal with. So Sharon, I mean, there's so many customers to mention, but I think here about what you've done with like JJ at Jaguar, somebody that nobody at that point had even had a relationship with before. He soon was in the Randall effect. Brian at People's.
Email this morning. I forwarded it on to you,
God bless
Yeah,
Brian.
the actor's got that pleasure now, haven't you, with Brian? Paul at Westover, Jonathan at Car Shop, and the list goes on. But yeah, you were true to your word. You listened, you cared, and you made things happen, and that was quite new, as sad as it is really to say that, but it was. Partnerships grew without a doubt with all different customers, and you know, we've still got some of those brilliant partnerships today that we had way back when. Genuinely, again, Sharon was the person that allowed us to make that happen. She was brave, she was bold, she did things that were different, that we hadn't done before. I remember a conversation one day with you after a lookers meeting. You were just like, well, let's just fucking do it. Let's just put one account director on looking after the account. Let's not mess about, let's do it. And that was kind of what Sharon was like. You were brave, you made the decisions, and absolutely made a massive difference. I can't not mention hospitality. Fine wine. Fine
Someone
life
has
is
a whole
shared.
speech on
Lee will know. Lee.
Yes, Lee, yes. You'll have been on the receiving end of this one as well, Lee. Yeah. So again, Sharon's words were, you know, if we're going to do it, and Lietta, we were talking about this earlier today, if we're going to do it, let's do it right, and let's do it and be the best that we can absolutely be. So definitely another motto of Sharon's. I think personally it was a massive learning curve, being a girl from the Northwest that had done a few Chester Races events and then all of a sudden thrown into Wimbledon and whatever. And I remember being at Ascot one day and reaching for my second glass of champagne and hearing the words, "Always working, Bex." Just read that. Won't touch that then till later.
Sharon.
Yeah. So Sharon, moving on swiftly. You know.
It'll be a long day, Bex.
Long day.
It'll be a long day.
Absolutely. That's why I'm still sober now.
Hashtag so proud, Bex.
Hashtag A star. Okay.
Triple A started giving now in A level results.
So, I think one thing now that has become BAU, but certainly wasn't in previous years, is that actually senior people in our business actually getting involved, like sleeves rolled up and involved in customer meetings, contract meetings, discussions. That never used to happen, but you did. It's BAU now, but it wasn't at one point. And again, I think, you know, we have a lot to look to you for, and thank you for that, because again, it's your legacy that's kind of just paved the way for the future. It's a massive step forward, Sharon, and one that we will not, you know, sort of move away from without you. So you cared about doing the right thing, you cared about doing the right thing for the long term, and with that meant that customers cared and really did care about you. We've seen that on many examples. It's not often you get invited to a little mix concert.
Little private little party.
Yeah, private little party.
Jonathan's wedding.
Jonathan's wedding.
Yeah.
Really?
And I've got numerous things.
Jonathan's wedding?
I'm going now.
No.
I'm going to Pete Waddell's wedding, as you all know.
No.
Pizza's
Oh.
I'm talking about Pete later in my speech. That's what I'm saying.
So from a customer perspective, obviously many were gutted when they heard that you were going. They really were. But at the same time, recognise that change happens and life moves on. But I think, Sharon, on behalf of all of us, you know, one thing that we'll say is the amazing foundations that you've put in place and where we are. And actually, I remember not long after you left, Trevor saying to a few of us, let's not lose that amazing thing that we've got with these customers and the brilliant relationships. We need to maintain, you know, harvest, continue that, and do it with more customers in the future. And it's your legacy in us that we'll continue to move forwards with. So, on behalf of all of us, Sharon, thank you.